Nothing can stop me. Cause I'm addicted to what you and I realize. Lead the way, I follow. No need to say where we are heading now, babe. I follow to the edge of it all. So tell your goodnight, 'cause I'll find no matter what, yeah. Susceptible now, before the moment flies, before it flies. So tell your goodnight, 'cause I'll find no matter what. Susceptible now, before the moment flies.
All right. It is Sunday, day before work day. You've watched enough football games and other activities. Now it's time to learn something that's going to help you in regards to relocating to another country. We're going to be talking about relocating not only to Colombia, but these steps you'll be able to use when it comes to relocating to anywhere. Let me make sure I check on my volume, see how I sound. See how well your boy sounds. There we go. My name is Andre of Andre and Andrea's Love Crossing Borders. And tonight's topic are 7 tips that you may have not even thought about when it comes to relocating to another country. Not only, thanks, Jimmy, not only relocating to Colombia, but these tips can also be used for Brazil, for Thailand. If you're crazy enough, you want to go back to Canada, to the cold, you could do that too. Or if you want to go to the UK, either way, these tips apply. We're going to get started in a moment. But before we do that, we got shout outs to do, baby. Shout out, first of all, to all the guys that are down here in Cali, Colombia right now or be coming down this month. There's quite a few brothers that are going to be coming down to Cali, just coming to Colombia in general during the month of December. Shout out to all you guys that are down here or on your way here in the next few days. Safe flights out and safe flights back home. Let's get ready to get these shout outs in. We've got about 18 to 20 people in the live stream right now that's going to gather this information. I'm letting you know now, guys, click that like button. We like you. Make sure you like us too. This is a live stream where you need to make sure you have a pen or you're taking notes. This is somewhat like a free consultation. Like I said, in the up and coming weeks, we're going to be talking about what's going on in Guyana. But before then, I want to lay a foundation of certain things when it comes to relocating for you, whether it be in 5 months or in 5 years, you can apply these principles. So you definitely want to take notes. This is a free consultation. I'm telling you guys, only the guys that's doing the consultation can get this information. Now, I give more details during the consultation, of course, but this is just a synopsis of some of the things that we talk about during the consultations. So let's get ready to get started with the shout outs. My man Keith is in the building right now. Those 813 Tampa boy truck drivers, making sure that we get what we need. Consultation ready. Shout out to my man. Make sure you guys got your, I'm telling you, y'all gonna be mad. You're gonna either have to watch this live stream again because you didn't have a pen. But if you're working right now, I understand that. Make your money, players. You can watch this live stream again and then you can take notes. Shout out to my man once again. Straight them Canadian boys. Black Nubian is in the building. Shout out to you for the $2 Canadian cash app. Super chat. Shout out to you, brother. I appreciate you, man, more than you realize. I mean that. Them 313 boys at it again, straight from Detroit. He said, like always, you are the replay crew king. Replay crew will be activated. Yes, sir. KP is in the building. Shout out to you. Happy birthday to my man KP in the building. Hey, AKP, in the immortal words of Kanye West, this goes out to you. I wasn't supposed to make it past 25. Joke's on you. I'm still alive. Oh, yeah. You weren't supposed to make it past 25, but joke's on everybody. You still alive, man. Shout out to you, brother. My man Global Passport in the building. I hope that you and Auntie Andrea had a wonderful time in Europe. We did, and your girl is sick as a dog right now. Yeah. You know how some people, Andrea's never, ever been in the cold. She don't know nothing about that life. And man, we brought her back to this warm weather, and your girl in the other room, sick as can be. Poor baby. I went and got some orange juice and all the other things that she needs to take care of herself in regards to getting well. But yeah, and I knew one of us was going to get hit, but it hit her hard. So it ain't cute. Shout out to my man, my family, my brother. Hey, if you guys ever wonder how I got started with all of this live stream, podcasting, YouTubing, all this, even before Ace Live, there was Sean D. Upshaw who invited me on his Grown Folks Talk podcast in Detroit, even when we were living in Florida. And my man Sean D is the catalyst, the foundation of everything that I do, and how I converse, how I learned to be an asshole online, or actually an asshole during a podcast. Blame it on this man right here. That man, that name right there, you blame it on Sean D. Upshaw. Yes, assholes do finish first, just in case you guys wonder. Sometimes. Our night is in the building. Blessings to you too, man. I appreciate that, man. I appreciate that. I really do. I always have, usually before the live stream, I take a little time of meditation or a little time of prayer for us all of us travelers, all of us passport bros and passport sisters, that we enjoy and live the life that we will deserve outside of the United States as well as inside. All right. My man Burton is in the building representing. What up, Dre? He's we're going to meet in 2024. Yes, we will. Yes, we will. I just met one of the brothers just a few hours ago. We just went out to lunch. I had lasagna, salmon lasagna, actually, for the first time. It was pretty good. Shout out to my man Jimmy Jam. We just did a consultation this week, and it was excellent, man. It was great meeting you, brother. Really was. You're a funny dude, too. I like you. My man Black Scorpion is in the building representing those that are the Scorpion family, the 5 deadly venoms, if you will. Shout out to my man. Okay, with Jimmy Jam, we did. My man Chad is in the building. Chad Tyrone, Andre, what's up, sir? Tonight's topic, once again, guys, this applies not only for Colombia, but for any country in any particular time you decide to either live full time or part-time in another country. These 7 tips that sometimes you guys don't think about are going to help you out tremendously. I promise you that. We're even going to talk about some apps that you need to have when you're relocating. See, when you're looking at other YouTubers, they might tell you, about having the fun and enjoying going to these other countries. But our goal is to help you actually live in these other countries eventually. Like I said, whether it be 5 months or whether it be 5 or 15 years from now. Shout out to my man Charles in the building. What's good, everybody? Not particularly interested in Colombia right now. That's why I said that doesn't matter what country it is. Now, I'm definitely going to tune in for the information critically needed. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. All right. So make sure you guys got pen in hand like my man Mike Lowry is in the building. OG, triple OG. Let's go. Let's go get it. And we got my man, we doing something right. We got Twan in the building. Man, we doing something right tonight. I ain't mad at you, brother. Shout out to my man Twan. Shout out to my man Charles once again. And Keithan once more with the $2 cash with the super chats. Remember, guys, this month is the final month where all cash apps will go directly to the Children's Cancer Foundation. We're going to donate the money live. We donated it live last year, the $1,700. We're going to donate it live again. We're a little over $1,400 right now. Last year was $1,700. This year we're actually at $1,400 already, and the month has just begun. It has just begun. And I'm going to tell you something, and I'm not going to babble about this. One of the reasons we give away our cash apps during the month of, and we're the first ones to start with $500, and then all the cash apps after that is donated. During the month of September, October, November, and December. The reason why is because it helps lay a foundation of blessings for us in the up and coming year, and it helps to lay a foundation of blessings for you in the up and coming year. It will amaze you when we donate during those months. Those are the most fruitful months that we have on YouTube. Those are our 5-figure months. I kid you not. Those are our 5-figure months. We're blessing somebody, and every time we bless somebody, we end up getting a 5-figure blessing in return. So every year we're going to be doing this because they hit 5 figures 4 months, out of the year, even though we do it quite often throughout the year. But we always do have great months because we're blessing other people. So definitely. And my man is Jay Clyde is in the building. Shout out to you, Jay, man. I like your pictures that you be posting on Facebook too in the Facebook groups, man. I like those pictures, man. Keep these other brothers motivated. All right, let's get ready to get started, everyone. Once again, have your pen out. We're going to be talking about 7 tips that a person can use when it comes to relocating to any country. The first tip is be ready for expectations. There's a psychological part to this that sometimes we forget about. You got to be ready to expect family not to understand you, friends not to understand you. Some of you guys reach out to me quite often on WhatsApp or on Instagram asking me, Dre, did you go through this particular thing with your family? Or did your friends kind of like, what about your coworkers? And I can encourage you and let you know, bruh, you are not alone. My coworkers first of all, my coworkers thought that I was off of sisters forever. They didn't realize that there were such thing as sisters in South America. They didn't think about Brazil got sisters, Venezuela got sisters, a whole location where you got Suriname as well as Guyana with sisters, French Guyana with sisters. I just named off 5 countries. Colombia with sisters. They never thought about the fact that there were sisters in South America. As soon as I started traveling to Colombia, they automatically assumed, long before I met Andrea, that I had cut off sisters, not knowing that the whole time when I was coming to South America, I was smashing nothing but sisters. I'm running through sisters. I'm loving the Afro-Colombian women, but they in other words, they had a false expectation of what I was doing. And here's the other false expectation. The false expectation of you expecting people to understand what your dream and your goal is when it comes to relocating to another country. Some of you brothers want to relocate to Thailand. There's family members that you expect to understand. That expectation is false. Do not be expecting family members who don't own a passport, who've never been anywhere except for a few family reunions to Alabama or Tennessee or Texas. And you are expecting mom and your kids, your older kids, and your ex-wife to understand. The first mistake that you're making, or the first tip I give you, don't walk in false expectations. I'm telling you, you're going to hurt yourself doing that. And as time went on in the first few weeks, in the first few months, I became at peace with the fact that people didn't understand what the hell I was doing or what the hell I was talking about when it came to getting passports and visas and passport bros and all you guys they didn't understand that. I'm talking over my friends' heads. I might as well be talking Alien. I might as well be talking Falcon with Dr. Spock, because families just won't understand that. Charles says, my mom understands. She's trying to narrow it down between Costa Rica, Panama, and Mexico. That is a rarity, Charles. That is a rarity. Shout out to my man, Jonathan. Yeah, it's rare that you actually have family members, friends, co-workers, and associates that really understand what you're trying to do when it comes to relocating. If you go on vacation to another country, they understand that. If you travel to a few countries, they got you on that. But for you, how dare you leave the confines of the United Plantation of America? They cannot fathom the thought of that happening. They don't realize that the same products that they have in the States, the same toothpaste is the same toothpaste here. They don't realize that the same Amazon that delivers to their house is the same Amazon that delivers here. They don't realize those things. And since they don't, they think that you plan on going to the jungle. You say South America, they think jungle, Amazon, Aztecs. So don't be don't get frustrated when you find yourself not being understood in regards to that area of expectation. Number 2 expectation, your finances. When it comes to your now remember, we're still talking about A or one of seven tips that I'm giving you. Part 1 or 1A was the expectations of family and friends. Part 2 of A or B is the expectations of your finances. Make sure you understand what you're going to be doing with your finances and the direction you want to take your finances. I know some of you guys that are retired military, and even though you have 100% disability or you have 100% pension, there's still some things in life that you want to do, whether it be buy a piece of property here or buy a piece of property back home in the States and make money. Know where you still want to take your money. Just because you're moving to another country and the cost of living may be a lot lower while you're living in Belize, while you're living in Mexico, while you're living in Cambodia or Bali, great locations, but still have a goal for your money. Don't sit back and make the mistake of assuming that because cost of living is lower, that you can be lazy with your money. Don't do that. Have a plan for what you want to do with that extra money. Give you a perfect example. Let's say we just talked about 10 figures. You guys know on average that Andre and I, for our 2-bedroom, 2-bathroom, washer and dryer, brand new washer and dryer unit, security, all of our Wi-Fi, all of our cable, all of our internet. We got 12-foot vaulted ceilings. We got the terrace at the top of the roof, multi-million-dollar view, right? And most of you guys already know we only pay $420 a month. That's it, $420 a month. Now, we're talking about a couple that made $10,000 last month, $10,000 plus. So now, what is the expectation of the rest of that money? After we pay medical insurance, insurance on our vehicle, pay for basic needs as far as groceries, and we give each other a salary, let's say we land at $2,000 a month as far as everything being spent. What's the expectation of the other $8,000? Some of you guys are going to come down here with a nice sum of money. Even if you're making $5,000 a month in South America, you're doing pretty good. Some of you retired and so forth. So you have to have an expectation for the rest of that money, because what'll happen is, I don't mind, devil workshop, you'll find yourself tricking that money off when you don't need to, when you could be investing in certain things. Some of you guys can buy an online business. You don't have to look for an online job. You can come down here and you'll be saving so much money per month, you can literally buy an online business, if not 2 or 3 of them. So remember, there's going to be certain expectations of yourself, certain expectations from family and friends, but there will also be certain expectations when it comes to your money. And you need to keep those expectations. Whatever habit you had when it comes to saving or investing while you were in the States, keep that habit. If you don't have an investment or savings habit while you're in the States, when you get here to South America, especially Colombia, because you're going to be able to save so much because the cost of living is so low, Begin to have an expectation for your money. Don't have lazy ass dollars. Don't. I promise you, it will hurt you to have lazy ass dollars. And I'm even talking to the pay for play brothers. Even the pay for play brothers got enough sense to say, okay, this amount of money I'm gonna spend on the ladies, and then the rest of this money I'm going to invest in crypto. Have an expectation for your money. That's tip number one. Expectations. Expectations. Tip number two. Shout out to my man, Matt Wood in the building. Yes, like the video. We got 55 people in the building. I'm telling you guys, I'm giving you some good tips. I'm trying to keep guys from making mistakes that other guys don't tell you about or that many of us have made. And nobody told me about, how can I word this? Nobody informed me how much money you'll have per month to the side once you relocate to another country. You kind of take it for granted. I'm moving to Colombia, I'm moving to Brazil, or I'm moving to Argentina, whatever it may be. I'm zooming to Thailand. But once you get there and you see how much money you really saving, and you didn't prepare to have this chunk of money, you like, oh shoot, what am I supposed to do? You know you're supposed to invest it, but okay, invest it where? Invest it how? I wish I had somebody around to say this. So when I say be ready for those mental expectations, I didn't have anybody to hook me up and say, hey, Dre, you know when you get ready to leave, your family ain't gonna know where the hell Colombia is. I told y'all the story. I had a family member reach out to me, a close family member, not just a close family member, reach out to me and say, somebody passed on. You're in Colombia, right? I say, yeah. Colombia, South Carolina, right? I'm in Colombia, South America. I've been here for, at that time period, 3 years. You don't know that your own close cousin is in South America? And I thought we was tight. I promise you, some of your expectations for family, you might as well shut it down. They are not going to understand you. They really think that you're going to live with no shoes on. They think that they don't think that there are women here that got degrees in businesses, education. They don't think that people down here own land, own businesses. They don't think that it's a medical down here that's better than the United States. They don't think that. If y'all think that y'all family back home, and it's right, Jimmy, they actually thought that my family actually thought I was in Colombia, South Carolina. Well, you know, we got family down there, and cousin so-and-so died. I'm like, well, I'm not in South Carolina. I wish somebody was around to tell me that there were certain expectations that I need to come at peace with. And one of them was be at peace with the fact that your family's not, or your friends and your colleagues might not completely understand why and where you are moving to. That's the crazy part. Shout out to my man Glenville in the building. Shout out to my man Glenville. All right. Number two tip that sometimes you might not even think about. Understand that country visas laws. You guys take this for granted because oftentimes, and I did, all I need to know with Colombian visas, how long can I stay there with my passport, right? That's what I was thinking. How long can I stay there with my passport? Until I decided to move to this country. And just like some of you guys, you're deciding to move to these countries. You need to know what their policy is for their retirement visa, for their investment visa. How long can you stay there with your passport before you have to file for some of the other visas? Their marriage visa. Some of their visas when it comes to being an expat, working online, in other words. If you're going to go to Portugal, know their visa. If you're moving to Spain, you're going to know that you got to know the visa laws. You can't just lean on your past, that 90-day or 180-day visa that we all know, because your passport is technically a visa. So you know your first visa, you know those. Okay, I could be here for 180 days in this country. Cool. Well, after the 180 days, now what? Because you want to live in that country. When you go, you don't want to have to leave and go back to the States or skip to another country for a couple of days and come back. So what are their policies? You need to know what Colombian policies are. Some of you guys are staying over in Colombia, which is, and then you have to pay that extra fee when you leave because you stayed too long. Because you didn't even know the visa policies for your passport. You didn't even know how to file for an extension, so you don't have to pay the extra fee when you leave. So number 2 is make sure that you do not take for granted the visa policies in Thailand, in Vietnam, in areas in parts of Africa. If you're going to Ethiopia or Morocco or Egypt, if you're going to South Africa, you need to know their visa policies. Can I stay here 60 days or can I stay here only 50 days with my passport? If I want to stay longer, can I get an extension for 90 more days or just 30 days? Like you have some countries, you have to renew a paperwork visa, just paperwork, every 30 days. But if you don't know that country's policy and you got your happy butt over there because you got an American passport, I'm telling you, you're going to do yourself a disservice. When it comes to Colombia, which visa do you need to use? You are ex-military, check. You got your pension, check. Or you're a retiree and you got your Social Security. Or you got pension because you work for Chrysler, Ford, or GM, whatever it may be. Which visa do you need to use? Do you need to use the retirement visa? And what's expected of the retirement visa? And if you're still working and you work online, even though you are retired, do you get the retirement visa or should you apply for the expat visa? These are things that you need to know. Are Colombian visas for a year or for 2 years? Because you can apply for a Colombian visa as an ex-military, real easy, person on Social Security, real simple, or you're a person on a pension, really easy. But some of you'll get 2 years and 3 years, like my man Kenny. You're like, dang, Kenny got 3 years. But then another person apply and they say you only got 1 year. You're like, so I got to come back next year and apply again? Yep. What did I do? They don't tell you. But you come back next year, you apply again. Next thing you know, the second time around, you get a 3-year visa. And so knowing how that works with the visa of that country makes your transition, even before you go, a lot smoother. A lot. And you ain't got to get married like I did. There's so many visas around the world that will allow you to stay in the country 4 or 5 years, and then you renew it and you good. You stay there 5 years. You got people leaving South America going to Spain because they stay in Spain for 3 years. They get citizenship and they get their passports. It's little things like that you need to know. Shout out to my man, father of many nations, my man Abraham with the $2 super chat. Always keeping us on game. I appreciate you, man. Yes, sir. So the first one that we talked about, Abraham, first tip that sometimes we don't think about is expectations. Expectations of our families, expectations of ourselves, and expectations regarding our finances. Number 2, we just talked about is understanding the visa policies in these countries will save you a lot of time. If you're coming to Colombia and you don't know visa policies, that's what Andrea does. She assists guys with getting their visas. So that's not a problem. Or if you just want some questions answered regarding, hey, can I set up a consultation with Andrea, 30 minutes, 40 minutes, an hour, to talk about what type of visa will work best for me? Because you don't want to come to Colombia, be happy, be at peace, find you a special lady or two, And now you got to take your happy butt back to the States because your visa you only use your passport instead of just applying for an extended 1 year, 2 year, 3 year visa. So remember that. In Spain, they don't recognize dual nationalities. That's a good point. And that's the only issue I had that made me look to Portugal. That's a good point, Charles. You also want to make sure that when it comes to relocate to another country, do they do dual citizenships? Colombia allows you to keep your American citizenship as well as having a Colombian citizenship. But just like Charles said, a lot of people give up their first citizenship just to get their Spain citizenship, or I don't want to say Spanish, but citizenship in Spain. And Charles is right. Portugal, right next door to Spain, you can get dual citizenship. In other words, keep your American citizenship and get a Portuguese citizenship. A lot of countries do dual citizenship. You need to know this. Don't fall in love with a country that you know nothing about, but the ladies. I'll say that again. Stop falling in love with countries you know nothing about, except you know that the ladies are just right for you. If the ladies are so important to you, then you'll take these steps that I'm talking about. Shout out to my man Glenville in the building with the $2 super chat. He said, brainwashing is a way to use brainwashing is a way to us under control, or to keep us under control. He might be me. I think that's what you mean. But yeah, you're right. You're right. And that's why we share this information with each other. All right. Numero tres, number three. Number three tip. And I'm letting you guys know you can avoid these. There is no way you're going to get around these tips. You can, when this camera goes off and you all are chill, you can sit back and say, Andre don't know what he's talking about. Don't worry. All 7 of these going to apply to what you want to do if you want to relocate to any country in the world. Don't worry about it. You can tell me, I don't know a damn thing. I don't know what I'm talking about. Andre ain't got no passport experience. He really living in Timbuktu. Doesn't matter. Because at the end of the day, all these are going to be applicable to each one of you once you decide to truly relocate to another country, whether it be full-time or part-time. Number 3 is know your health and your health insurance. Know your health and your health insurance. One of the things that most countries ask for is not just for you to have your passport. When you decide to apply for a visa in that country, they're going to ask you, do you have health insurance? If something happens to you physically, can you be covered while you're in our country because you're not a full citizen yet? You have to have, shout out to Los being in the building. Los knows exactly what I'm talking about. You have to have some type of insurance. Let me see if I can pull up an example for us real quick. If you don't have that insurance, you will not be able to get your visa in most countries. It just will not happen. Now, you could, like I said, you can use your passport as your initial visa, but let me show you guys what I'm talking about real quick. Let me get rid of that. I'm going to show you the insurance that I recommend and the insurance that I used when I first started traveling, and also the insurance that quite a few guys have used when Andrea helped them out with their passports. Shout out to my man Obey in the building. Shout out to you, brother. And my man Diego's in the building representing with the $5 super chat. I appreciate you. And my man Louis in the building. Shout out to you with the $10, man. I ain't seen you in a minute, man. He said, just want to say thanks for providing so much information. Wouldn't have gotten a passport without your help. Man, this is all of us, man, doing this together. I appreciate you, brothers, man. I really do. And so I try to share as much information as possible because I wish somebody was sharing me some with these little tidbit details. I wish somebody was sharing this with me as well. Shout out to you with the $10 super chat as well, brother. All right, let me pull this insurance information up for you guys so you'll see what I'm talking about. Screen share. Here we go. And this is one of the top insurance agencies. And this is IMG. IMG is excellent when it comes to expat insurance. Really, really good. I use them. There are other guys that have used them. The cool part about IMG, as you can see, as I'm pulling up on a screen, you can see this right here. With IMG insurance, they've got 3 types of insurance. They've got travel insurance for those guys that are going to be taking your 5-day trip or 5-month trip. They've got that travel insurance. Anything happens to you, they said temporary coverage for accidents, physical accidents, sickness, emergency evacuations when visiting or traveling outside of your home country. That's what the travel insurance is, and even more. Second, I'm going to drop this in the link. Into the live stream. Second one, when you are applying for your visa in most countries, and I'm talking about the visa that you're going to be living there, they want to know, do you have health insurance to cover yourself on a regular basis, whether it be dental, whether it be something happens, something happens to your body and you're like, you need to go see somebody at the doctor. You don't want to come out of pocket. What ends up happening is you need that international health insurance. They cover you on an annual basis, and you can also get a 2-year package as well. They're really good, and they're not expensive at all. And they also offer travel insurance. What is this? This travel insurance is different from travel medical insurance. This is the first one was travel medical insurance. The third one is travel insurance. Coverage designed to protect you from financial losses. So your trip, should your trip be delayed, interrupted, canceled, it also covers your luggage. It also covers the value of your items, like if you got cameras or if you got some important microphones, things like that. It covers those things. So these are the 3 main insurances that a person would need. But the main one that you would need if you're relocating to another country is international health insurance. So let me take this link and drop it into the live stream so you guys can have this one. You drop that right there. Bada bing, bada boom. It's all yours, guys. And like I said, they're not expensive, but they're one of the best ones, and they are really, really good. So if you're a passport bro and you're traveling for a couple of days, or if you're traveling for a couple of months, what you want to get, let's look at it one more time. Let me move me out of the way. What you want to get is if you're going to be in the country for 4 or 5 months, just protect your health, get the travel medical insurance. If you decide that you want to live in another country permanently, when you apply for your visa, they're going to ask for this. I'm going to say this again. No matter what country you go to, since you're not a citizen there, and if anything happens to your body, you need to have some health insurance. That's what the international health insurance is. And for short-term, once again, for short-term travels, to protect your items and protect your flight and protect, just in case your flight gets canceled, you don't want to lose your money. This is what this is for, travel insurance. This is travel medical. This is travel insurance for your items. And this is for, once again, number 2 is for when you are traveling and you decide to live in a country and you need that full medical insurance. That's what this one is for. Shout out to my man Black Scorpion in the building once again with the $5 super chat. He said, I always knew about travel insurance, but I didn't know it may be a requirement to live in another country. Yes, it is. It literally is. Even me being married to Andrea, let me pull myself back up on the screen, guys. Even me being married to Andrea, I have to be medically covered, A, under Andrea's insurance as her husband, which I am. But if I wasn't, if I was just Andrea's a man, like at one point in time I was, I had to have international health insurance in order to apply for a visa. That's the first thing they asked when me and Andre got married. They was like, is he under your insurance or does he have his own 1 year to 2 year international health insurance? And since I'm under Andrea's health insurance, that's what made it a lot easier for me. But if I was solo like some of you guys, I would be getting the international health insurance. And there are other, like Blue Cross has Blue Cross Go or Go Blue Cross. So there are other international health insurances that are out there, but IMG is one of the really, really good ones. I kid you not. They're not shabby. It's not one of them small. It's not the general. Okay, it's not the general. Make sure you guys click that like on the live stream. I like you. Make sure you like us too. We got 75 people in the building. Looks like I froze for a minute. Let me make sure I didn't freeze, or maybe let me make sure that's just my phone. If I froze, give me a second. Okay, it looks like I'm back. It was my phone. Okay, cool. Oh, okay, there we go. Looking good. Thank you guys for your patience. Just want to make sure I didn't freeze. Okay, cool. Thanks, Jim. All right. Number 3, like I said, the health insurance and your health records. I don't even pretend like I'm young at 25. I'm not Austin Holloman's age. Shout out to Austin. I'm not Chapa Pie age. Shout out to Chapa Pie in Brazil, 3031. I'm 56 years old. I need to know my medical records for this body before I leave the United States. And when I get here, I need to get this body examined. Dude, I've gotten this body examined. I've got a file that Andrea has thicker than this on me. We know everything that's going on with this body. Andrea is like a mechanic and I'm the car. She takes me to make sure everything is working. You want to make sure that you are focusing on your health when you get to these other countries. Yes, the food is healthier. Yes, the air is fresher. Yes, the stress is lower. But you still, as an older man, you still need to do prostate exams. You still need to make sure your colon is good. You still to make sure do MRIs or whatever it takes to make sure check on your heart, brain scans. It's so inexpensive here. I'll say that again. To get all these things, the reason why I have a file that's so thick, 2 reasons. Me and Andrea's insurance is only $100 a month for 2 people. And if we had 10 kids, the way our insurance is set up, if we have 10 kids and we've got the best insurance in Colombia, our insurance will still be $100 a month, even if we were 10 kids deep. We've got SURA insurance, SURA. SURA is the best insurance in Colombia. SURA, SURA insurance. Our copay whenever I go to the doctor, 84 cents. Why you think I got a file that's this thick in the other room? Because I get to go to the doctor for 84 cents and get as much as I need to be checked out. Get it all taken care of. So you not only want to have health insurance, but you want to make sure even before you get here or when you get here, start taking care of your health. What's the use of moving to another country and your body break down? Start getting a gym membership. When you get to Colombia, get a gym membership. Doesn't matter how old you are. Start walking on somebody's treadmill. Start lifting somebody's weight. Because I'm telling you, now that you live here, it's going to be a completely different ball game than when you were visiting here. And it's so inexpensive. Gym memberships, $15 a month, $20 a month. Eating healthier. Some of y'all, you too old to be eating pork. I said it. Your rib days are over. Your rib days are over. There with the barbecue sauce on you. That's good. Who made that barbecue? Irma? Did Irma make that barbecue again? Some of you too old for that. Your rib days are over. Your pork days done. You don't need to be ordering no more pork. Once some of you dudes, once you hit like 51, 52, your fat ass ain't got no business touching nothing that look like pork. If you look like it, you don't got no business eating. If you built like a chicken, you ain't got no business eating chicken. If you built like a cow, you ain't got no business eating cow. If you built like a pig, you ain't got no business eating pigs. If you built like a hog, guess what? Your fat ass ain't got no business eating nothing that you built like. None of it. If you walk into a mirror, just leave this live stream, walk your happy ass into a bathroom. If you built like anything that's on old McDonald's farm, anything, if somebody can look at you and say E-I-E-I-O, you ain't got no business eating it no more. You think I don't miss eating ribs back in the day? Barbecue chicken? I used to put honey on my barbecue chicken. You think I don't miss that sometime? You think I don't miss sitting back and just eating brontosaurus ribs? I miss that sometimes, but not a lot. Not like I used to, but when I first started. Dude, I mean that, Jimmy. If you look like you belong on anything that goes E-I-E-I-O, and on his farm he had a U, E-I-E-I-O, your big ass need to slow it down. Especially since you live in here and you want to have one of these sexy Colombianas on your arm and you don't want it to just be about money, but she really like you. If she really like, I'm gonna tell you something about Colombian women. When they really like you, they want you to be around for a long time. And they want you to take care of your health. So your big ass, you need to start getting on somebody's treadmill. You need to start getting up in the morning, go for a walk. You need to start drinking some damn water. In other words, number 3, not just having health insurance, but focusing on your health. Remember I said every doctor's exam I've had, it's only 84 cents copay. 84 cents, and I get to find out what's going on with this body from head to toe. So that's number 3. That's number 3. Yeah, the sugar, sodium, carbs, protein, vegetables, 20-hour fat. Take care of that. That's right. Take care of that and get your agua in. Drink some water, fellas. You better start drinking water before the world runs out. Shout out to you guys. Yeah, 84 cents. Zimba, I'm just saying. That's all I pay copay. Whenever I go to the doctor's office, we have an appointment. I pay my 84 cents and I go in there and get the full doctor's exam. And I'm talking about, dude, I get the full thorough Hashitashi 3000 exam. One time, man, they were checking my heart rate. Man, they hooked me up to, I didn't even know they had this. I didn't know this invention existed. It was you know how they hook you up with hook those little, just put the little monitors on your body, around your body. It's almost like suction cups. And they put it on your body. Dude, they had a portable one that went over my shoulder, kind of like a fanny bag, but it going over your shoulder. And I had to have my body connected to that heart monitor for 3 days, walking around the house, blah, blah, blah. I felt like I was a RoboCop walking around the house. But that's how thorough they are when it comes to checking your heart rate. For 84 cents, you are not going to get you a mini heart monitor. It was about the size of this, but it went over my shoulder. But it had all these suction cups on me to just make sure that they were correct when it comes to their analysis of my heart rate. Charles says, he said, I've been drinking nothing but water, tea, and electrolyte drinks. Yes, sir. He said, I've been drinking that almost exclusively for the past 2 months. Once I'm off the permison, my weight will drop exponentially. Prednisone. I hope I pronounced that. I just butchered that word. Shout out to my man Pedro in the building with the $5 Canadian cash out. I mean, super chat. Shout out to you, brother. Shout out to you. He said, that's good. Keep your heart in check. Yeah. Yep. I've got like just over the next up and coming month, I've got like 3-4 doctor's exams. Man, I keep me some doctors. 84 cents. Man, I keep me some doctor's exams. I keep them. I got a brother that's my doctor too. I keep him. I got an interview coming up with him soon, come to think of it, for the show. And so let's get you on. Number four. The next thing that you want to do is realize, save on moving. Not just saving to move. Save on moving. You do not have to bring everything here with you. The biggest mistake that I made, and I've seen other expats make, thinking that you need to bring your Jordan collection with you, thinking that you need to bring your whole stamp collection, your kite flying connection, your collection, bring your first grade report card. You bringing everything, the partridge and no. Your first year in a new country, put most of that stuff in storage in the States and bring mainly clothes that you'll need. I want to say this again. Other than records, like medical records, things like that, other than your birth certificate, things like that, everything else needs to go into storage into somebody's garage, or keep it in the States if you own property, or just put it in the storage facility for your first year. I'll tell you why. You will thank me for this. When I came with like 5-6 big totes from Walmart. I came with, I kid you not, I had 5-6 big ass totes, 3 big suitcases. They're looking at me at the airport here in Cali like, wait a minute. You were supposed to come through. Are you selling all this? I'm like, no, this is my stuff. I showed them a Khalees and they were like, you got so much stuff. You're supposed to pay a tariff or a tax to bring all this much in at once. Because we don't know if you're here to sell this. You say that you aren't, but you got so much stuff, you might be selling something. These U.S. items. I had all these fancy microphones and fancy lights, all this stuff. None of it. And most of it, I kid you not, at least I brought 5 of those big Walmart bins, and 4 of them never got used for the first 3 to 4 years while I was here in Colombia, until last year when I threw that shit out. I kid y'all not. Keep stuff in storage until you get settled into your place Then you can start slowly bringing stuff over that you need. Your third grade, fourth grade, and fifth grade, you know, grade grades, cards, report cards, pictures of yourself when you was a shorty. Then, why did I say wait? I'm gonna tell you why. The reason you wait a year, because even though you think that this is your country, I'm coming to Colombia, I'm zooming to Thailand, Brazil, here I come. You get there and you realize visiting Brazil is different from living in Brazil. And now you're like, I guess I don't like Brazil as much as I thought I did. And then you find out, let me straighten this up. And then you find out that what you considered to be just you living in a perfect country, Brazil, you find out that that's not the country you want to be in. And just imagine if you brought all the stuff like I brought all the stuff. Or Brazil is your country, but Rio is not your city. And you brought all that stuff and you're in Rio. And you're like, man, now I got to take all this stuff and carry it along with me. Your first year, I promise you, whatever city that you think is your favorite city, it'll change in that first year. Ask one master teacher who lived in Brazil, then lived in UK, and moved back to Brazil. Ask Austin Holloman. Go ahead. Ask Taylor Made Dreams. You will sit back and tell yourself that this one country is your Shangri-La, and you'll find out once you live there, it's not as much of a Shangri-La as you thought it was. No country is perfect. Colombia is not perfect. I often tell you guys about me with Medellin. You couldn't tell me nothing about Medellin. Medellin was the closest place to heaven to me. I love thee, Medellin, my country, Medellin, sweet land of liberty. That's how I was with Medellin until I started traveling throughout Colombia. And I realized, Medellin cool, but And I came to Cali. And I saw all these brothers and sisters and these Afro-Colombians down here in Cali, Colombia. And I saw the energy. It reminded me of New Orleans with the food and the music and the dancing, the salsa. I found out that it was the sports capital of Colombia. So many educated people here. Women were more relationship-oriented than just party-oriented. And so I was like, man, I'm going back to Cali. But what if I had brought those 5 totes with me while I was in Medellin? And how would I have been able to ship 5 totes in the same country from Medellin to Colombia? The money that I would have had to pay. I'm giving y'all one of the greatest tips right now. Your first year, keep most of that stuff other than your clothes and maybe a few other items. Keep that in the States, at least for a year, until you get settled, until you know that this is the place that you're going to be at least for 5 years. Are you going to be in Medellin at least for 5 years? You're going to be in Cartagena at least 5 years. You're going to be in Thailand or Vietnam at least 5 years. Japan at least 5 years. If you don't feel that you're going to be in that country at least 5 years, do not bring all that other stuff from the States. I'm giving you a heads up. Like when these cameras go off, you don't believe me, and you come into Medellin and you're going to bring all your shit with you, you're going to regret it. Because once you live in Medellin, your feelings of Medellin on a day-to-day basis might just change. And you're going to be pissed at yourself for bringing all that stuff with you. When Andre warned you, all you need to do is just bring a few clothes and get yourself settled. Go travel around Colombia and see what city is yours. And if Medellin is still your city for 5 years, good. If it's not, you dodged the bullet of bringing all that stuff. I'm giving y'all the hookup on that one. I made that, boy. I hate I made that mistake. Linville says, he said, I want my money back. Lay off the ribs, please. Bro on the go. I like that name. Man, that's a good name. Bro on the go. Y'all be coming with the good ones, man. Bro on the go says, with the $2 super chat, he says, just for the love of the game. Shout out to you, man. And that name, that title. Man, that's a good one. We got 78 people in the live stream. Make sure all 78 click that like button. I like you. Make sure that you like us too. My man Jimmy says, he says sound advice. Just make sure where you put it in storage. That's true. Double the recommended insurance. Yes, sir. Get your insurance for your storage. He said, I lost $10,000 worth of things in storage in Tampa. So make sure when you do your storage, he's absolutely correct. You do it correct. Shout out to you, brother, for that tip. Thank you very much for sharing that. International Quiet Storm in the building. One question, Dre. How do I sell off stuff that I don't need without sending red flags and families thinking that I'm showing self-delete tendency? Okay, here we go. That's a good one. Check it out. You're going to do three things. You're either going to sell stuff, give stuff, store stuff. That's it. I gave away so many suits. It was a brother that was my landlord. Cool brother in Tampa. I gave him so many suits. We were the same size, so I kind of felt, I said, brother, I got some suits for you. And cool dude. And he and I had talked about suits in the past, so I knew his style. You're going to give some things away. You're going to give some shoes away. Dude, I went in my closet and I realized I had 35 pairs of shoes. I said, a grown-ass man in my stage of life does not need 35 pairs of shoes. I didn't. I'm going to tell you something now. I got 15 pairs of shoes and I probably wear 6 pair. I got 15 pairs of shoes. I got a shoe tree. And most of the wing tips and the Oxfords, I ain't wearing on a regular basis. I might wear them to church on Sundays, but I ain't wearing wing tips throughout Colombia, not for real. You know, like me and Andre going out, we're celebrating, but I'm not wearing wing tips all the time. You dudes who got like your Jordan collection, you're going to sell some of those off. Not my Jordans. Yes, dude, you relocate. Dude, you got to cut the umbilical cord. I'm going to tell y'all something that they used to mess dudes up when I was in prison. Dudes did not know how to cut the umbilical cord to the streets. They would get on the phone and try to parent. Now, you heard what your mama said. Dude, you about to do 25 years. Your parenting over the phone, that don't work no more. You could let that go, player. Yelling at your kid. You heard what your mama said. Hey, what keeping them doing? What keeping them doing? Tell Keith I say what's up. Tell the nigga I say what's up. All right. You can't live and do 35 years in prison, 10 years in prison, 5 years in prison over the cell phone. So we used to call it the umbilical cord because, got this, not cell phone, but at that time period, you had the, regular rotary phone and you got the phone cord. And we used to call it the umbilical cord. Bruh, you can't, it used to be dudes that be sitting up there hours on the phone. Hours. Burning through paying it. And you got to pay for it in the feds. They be sitting up there on the phone. Yeah, baby. I love you, girl. You the one for me. Just hold that coochie down for daddy. Hold that coochie. Dude, you got 35 years. You trying to tell a woman to hold her coochie for 35 years. Why am I using this as an analogy? Some of you brothers got to learn that when you decide to relocate to another country, you're going to have to cut the damn umbilical cord to the plantation. You can't be the plantation slave, but then you want to sit up there and be like, I shows wish I had my 35 pair of Jordans that Massa made for me. I shows wish I could bring my $4,500 worth of gold or $45,000 worth of gold chains and jewelry with me. Like, I wish as I could. You don't need all that. Some of that stuff that you're going to sell the fuck off. If you're going to move to another country, act like it. Stop acting like you're moving to another state. You're moving to other countries. You're moving to another freaking continent. You're crossing oceans. You're zooming across the ocean. And you want to pretend like the dudes in prison, pretend like you still on the streets of the United States. The dudes in prison wasn't on the streets of the United States. Andre ain't on the streets of the United States. See, I learned to cut the umbilical cord because I saw what dudes were doing in prison. And it never worked. 6 months later, your girlfriend's sucking a new dick. She is not going to keep that coochie for 35 years. All you dudes still trying to holler at women in the States, what for? If you know that you about to move in 6 months, why you lying to the chick just trying to hit that coochie one more time? Dude, your mind's supposed to be focusing on the coochie in the new country. Let them American chicks go. If you know that you leaving in a year, let me put it like this, and I mean this in all sincerity. If I know that I'm leaving and I'm moving to Belize in a year, or China, or Zimbabwe, there is no way in hell I would gamble fucking an American woman and I could get her ass pregnant. Now I'm stuck because I'm a good man, and good men know keep your ass home and raise that child and pay that child support. My last year wouldn't do all coochie in the States. Really, my last 2 years. Oh, I would be on monk mode. Ain't no way in hell I would gamble with the breaking of a condom and I get a chick pregnant. Or if you one of them dudes that's like, my baby, she like it raw. Oh, baby, you like it raw. There is no way I would gamble my dream of living in Belize, in Japan, in whatever part of the world, and I'm going to fuck it up for some sex, and I got this heifer pregnant 9 months in, and I had planned on leaving, moving to Colombia in 3 months. That last year ain't nobody getting no dick in the States. I ain't giving nobody. And personally, I was already in a relationship. But let's say I wasn't with Andrea, man, please, wouldn't no female in the States get no dick from me. No phone calls, no text messages. Don't ask me about nothing. Only females that I knew that I was in her friend zone and she was in my friend zone could get a conversation from me in my last year. I wouldn't tip myself to pretend like if I call Keisha and I know how good she sucked dick, I'm like, I don't want to call her, but I'm gonna call her. I'm going to get this last time in the state. You a dumbass. You trying to build a new life in another country. A whole new life. No more of that U.S. stress. No more of that U.S. bullshit. No more living in a police state. No more living in you got to call me, her, him, they, them. All that bullshit y'all got to do in the United States. All that police brutality, all them politicians that don't even like each other. You trying to get away from that shit. And you decide that you want to sit up there and get a chick pregnant. I ain't fucking none of them chicks in the States. You can have all mine, all of them. All, and I mean, before I met Andrea, y'all can have all them females. Love them as sisters. I love them as sisters. I give them the shoulder church hug. Hey, sister so-and-so. Hey, sister Keisha, how you doing? With the shoulder. I'll give them that, but that's the best they can do for me. Like I said, the only thing that a woman in the States can do for me is point me to the nearest airport. Can you do that, my sister? But you dudes that's gambling, still fucking women in the United States, some of y'all gonna get somebody pregnant or you're gonna get a disease, because especially in Houston, god dang. But some of y'all gonna get a disease and you're gonna be mad at yourself because you knew that within the next 5 years you wanted to move and you got that heifer pregnant in 2 years. Dream deferred. Why is it deferred? Because you know you're a good man and you ain't gonna leave your son or your new daughter behind. So now you're gonna keep your happy ass in the States. Why? Because you got a brand new baby with that brand new baby smell. Because you couldn't keep your pants and your goddamn kidding your dick in your pants for at least 2 more years. And if you was go fuck in your new country that you go into. My sex life was only in South America. There was nobody in North America that was gonna get this dick. Nobody. All the freaking ones I knew in the United States, they couldn't get it no more. Don't call me. Don't text me. I'm not gonna text you. I ain't gonna call you. That umbilical cord is cut. Anytime I got horny, if you're that horny, Andre, take a flight. I take a flight, get it all out of my system, take my ass right back to the United States, that corporation, and continue to make money for my exodus. That's how you do it. That's how you do it. But all that gambling, like I use condoms. Yeah, as soon as one of them motherfuckers bust, or a lot of you dudes at this stage, you like it raw, or you sit up there lying to females, and she actually think that she got a chance to marry you, and deep down in your heart, you ain't marrying nothing that is from the United States. All them lies y'all be telling women, y'all need to cut that out. You need to tell women the truth. I'm leaving the United States. Do you want to have sex with me? Yes? Okay, cool. Or we can be friends. We ain't even having sex. I'll go to the Cheesecake Factory. I'll give a damn when you go. I had no plans to take you to the Cheesecake Factory anyway. You in the friend zone. I'm taking you to Coney Island. You get a Coney Island hot dog. That's the best you're going to get from me. I'll take you to Dairy Queen. Ain't no more dating in the States for you. It's over. You guys don't realize. Come to the conclusion. It is over. The United States is only where you make your money and you make your bed. That's it. Lay your ass down, get up, make some more money. Take care of your kids that you got kids. Treat your family. Take care of your family. Love and appreciate your friends and your colleagues until you leave permanently or part-time. Because everybody doesn't need to leave full-time. You might just want to leave part-time. But all that just slinging your dick around the United States just because I just want to get this last piece of U.S. pussy in. You a damn fool. And I'm telling you, you're a fool. You gamble, and you will keep your ass in the States because you have a brand new baby, player. A brand new baby. You'll be mad at yourself. Let me get to these super chats. Shout out to you guys. Once again, just for the love of the game, shout out my man Louis with a $50 super sticker in the building, man. Shout out to you being the sponsor of the day. I appreciate you, brother. I appreciate you. Once again, let's go back to QS statement. I appreciate you again, Lou. He said, one question, Andre, how do I sell? We talked about that, selling stuff. And I'm going to tell you something about family. If you stay in the States, they don't understand you. If you move from Florida to Louisiana, they don't understand you. If you move from Virginia to the Carolinas, they don't understand you. I stopped waiting for family and friends and colleagues to understand what the hell I'm doing. I realized that one was a waste of time. Seriously, do not waste your time. God has put you on the planet for your purpose. Do you think the Vikings waited around for their mamas to tell them, well, you go ahead and you explore Northern Europe, son. Go ahead. I understand. The Vikings ain't wait for their mama and their friends and them to understand what the hell they were doing. What about Hannibal? Was Hannibal waiting around for his cousin and them to understand why you going all up in Italy? Ain't it cold up in Italy? Why you taking elephants to Italy? That's stupid. You trying to invade Rome? We in Africa. Hannibal ain't wait around for his family and friends to understand what the hell he was doing. Abraham started his journey with his daddy and his wife and his mama and all them. When God called Abraham in Genesis chapter 12, verse 1 through 5, to leave his daddy's journey and start his own journey, Abraham ain't wait around, and neither did God wait around for Abraham's dad to understand what he was going through and where his promised land was. You guys are called to be something greater than just a worker bee in the States. Think about it. I mean, and I know I'm sounding like I'm rambling a little bit, but over 50% of all passports that in the United States, 50%, including military, of all passports that are used in the United States are only used in Canada and Mexico. Americans don't go no damn where. If you think going to Canada and Mexico, you done did some shit. So when you guys cross oceans, when you guys have to go through real customs, man, you doing something that's far greater than some of you dudes come to these other countries and you take yourself for granted. You kind of like, I'm going to Colombia, I'm going to Brazil. You just don't know how rare you are when you think like that. You think you're going just to have some fun. No, bruh. It's people that will never experience what you experience in Brazil. You brothers that flew to Thailand, there are people that will never in 4 generations ever cross an ocean. They mama, grandmama, great-grandmama, great-granddaddy, as well as them and their kids will never own a passport in that family, except for maybe 1 or 2 military people. It will never cross over oceans like you dudes do. You do not realize how rare of a human being you are. That's why I could give these tips to you guys, because if I say these things to the average American, I might as well be speaking Spanish, because the average American doesn't understand Spanish and the average American does not understand these 7 tips. So shout out to you, gentlemen, when you're using your passports and you're planning on living the life that God has created for you to do. You are very, very rare. And you should be proud of yourself. And if people don't understand it, they're not called to understand your journey. They're not called to understand your journey. The Bible says this: God's gifts and callings are without repentance. In the translation, it says, God gives you a gift and an ability, and he's not going to take it back ever. That's why when you get to the heavens, he asks you, what'd you do with that passport? Huh? Don't hum me. What'd you do with the passport I gave you? I went to Mexico and I went to Canada. I gave you the gift of a passport. I called you to live in another country, and you didn't use it? God's gifts and callings are without repentance. He is not going to take them back. If he called you to be a passport bro and live in other countries or travel to other countries, you feel like that at 30, that's going to be in you at 82. That's not going to leave. Though he doesn't give it to you and take it back. It's in you to travel to other countries, to learn other languages, eat different foods, learn different laws, learn different cultures. It's in you. And it's in you at 31, 51, 72, 82. The day you die, you're going to still have the same desires of a passport bro. That is never going away. You can get married. You know how sometimes when LGBTQ brothers try to get married and have kids and do all that stuff, and then they still end up like Bruce Jenner. I really want to be a woman. They always wanted to do that, but they tried to use what society said, what masculinity was, to hide from being LGBTQ. But no matter how many years went by with Bruce Jenner, whether it was in the 70s and he was on a Wheaties box all the way until he was in, some of you guys don't remember Bruce Jenner and the mother Kardashian, they had a commercial because they had like a stair stepper thing in the 80s. Bruce and the Kardashian mama been together forever. And she was like the model on the little slider thing that they had. Right? That feeling from before he met her all the way until his transformation was always there. Same thing with you when it comes to travel. That's never going to leave you. If you think that you could try to marry it away, or you can have enough kids and it'll go away out of you. No, you have been called to be this. You are just like the Vikings. You are just like the Romans that spread out. You're just like Napoleon spread out. You're just like Shaka Zulu. You're just like all of those that spread out outside of their home plane. You are you are what Christopher Columbus, old dirty ass, should have been. An explorer and a person that learned from these cultures, not try to destroy and exploit these cultures. I'm letting you brothers know you are rare, especially if you're a black man with a passport and you go into other countries. Man, dude, you need to look up the stats on black people traveling over the last 10 years. It ain't that many of us doing what we do. It is not that many black men that's doing what we do. There are more black men in prisons right now than black men traveling internationally with passports. Look up the stats. That's how rare you are. Shout out to my man Manwood in the building. He said, I love these that's or stats or thoughts. Shout out to you. Appreciate you, brother. The thoughts. Rich turning the building. I know I'm doing something right now. We got Rich turning the building with the $10 super chat. Salute, G. Salute to you too, man. Salute to you too. Shout out to all you brothers, man. Let me scroll down. I see Law Dog in here too. We got Trey in the building. Shout out to you. He said Rio Sao Paulo was fun. He said I'm going back in 2024. Man, that's nice, bro. That is nice. I ain't mad at y'all Brazilian brothers. Brothers are going in and out of Brazil. He said, brothers, that's tough. Canada and Mexico is weak. Yes. When I found out that stat, I was like, what? Yeah, 50% of our passport use is only Canada and Mexico. That's it. Americans don't go nowhere. We some scary motherfuckers, I swear. That's why I'm so proud of all of us, man. I ain't gonna even lie. Chaos Reigns in the building. Shout out to you, brother. Shout out to you, man. I kid you not. That's why I'm so proud of us, man. Raider Nation in the building. Raider Nation. Did we win today? I don't know if we even played today. Oh, we didn't play today. Mr. Man, shout out to you. We didn't play today. That's right. This is our bye week. All right. You say those hoes. Hey, you can have all the thoughts you want, man. As long as they're in other countries. Hey, there you go. Next one. We already did, when it comes to these tips, we did expectations. Realize there are going to be expectations. Understanding the visa policies in these other countries is going to make your transition when you move to other countries, full-time or part-time, a lot smoother, I promise you. Number 3 was understanding or knowing your health and the health insurance. Also, number 4 was make sure that you don't overpack, overstack, keep stuff in storage for at least a year. Find out what country and what city in that country is the one that you really like. I've had guys that moved to Brazil decide that they want to move to Colombia. I know guys that lived in Colombia decide that, you know what, I like Brazil. But just imagine if they had brought all their things with them. He said, I'm just a little scored or a little scared going down there, thinking of the cartel kidnap. What? Yeah, you use your passport, Mr. Man. Keep that in Canada and keep that in Mexico. Don't nobody want us. Ain't nobody taking us. And if we are getting got, usually we put ourselves in situations that or places that we shouldn't even been in. I have not heard. Have you got? I probably heard of maybe one or two in Medellin kidnappings. And when the dude told the story, he ain't had no business. Like the Asian dude in Medellin. Remember Asian dude in Medellin that got kidnapped? He met a female in Medellin online, thought she was cool. Walk out of his hotel room. She said, well, I got a car. He like, cool. She got a car. Jump his happy ass in the car, and there's two dudes waiting in the truck, two dudes waiting for him. And they took him around to any ATM they could find to rob him. And fortunately, he talked them out of deleting him after they robbed him. So he survived to tell the tale. Most of the stories, Mr. Man, I promise you, they always backtrack to us doing something in another country or being somewhere in another country we ain't had no damn business in. We don't go to Southside Chicago unless we from Southside Chicago. There are certain parts of Dallas, we ain't got no business in unless we're from those areas. New Orleans, Detroit, certain areas, you ain't got no business off of Finkel in Detroit if you ain't from those areas of Finkel. But then we want to come to South America and we all up in areas we ain't got no business being in. So, yeah, you ain't got to worry about the cartels, man. If you just regular everyday dude, I'm going to tell you something in all sincerity. In my 5 going on 6 years being here in Colombia, like I mentioned to you guys the other day, next week on the 13th is Andrea's and I 4th year anniversary of marriage. That's how long I've been here. I haven't had one incident that came close to anything that you guys are talking about. All that DC Rob and them talk about, I ain't been through that. Nowhere near it. Nowhere near it. The closest that we ever came was somebody stole a rearview mirror off, the mirror part, not the whole frame, but the mirror part off of our truck when we first got our truck. And we were able to replace that like in a day. But other than that, why? I don't go to areas I ain't got no damn bit. I didn't hang out with the impoverished in the States. Why the hell I'm going to another country and hang out with the impoverished? That's what y'all do. Y'all go to other countries with all your new gear on and hang out with the impoverished in that country. Andre, I didn't hang out with broke people in the States, and I damn sure ain't getting on a plane flying across oceans to hang out with some broke ass people. No. It's broke people in every part of the world. And in every part of the world, that means there's a group of people Andre will not be known for being around. Will I help them? Yes. Will I support them? Yes. Will I encourage them? Yes. Am I going to be hanging out over there having drinks with them? Hell no. I'll let y'all do that. I'll let y'all do that one. That's all right. No. There are parts of Cali, Colombia I ain't never been to and ain't never wanted to go to. It's parts of Medellin I ain't been to. No, when we were in Europe, I wasn't looking for the hood. I'm looking for the best top of the line spots I can find in Italy, where I can find in Belize. I did not go into any hood when we were in the UK. Hell, the what? And that's one of the main reasons why I keep myself out of situations. Shout out to Law Dog in the building. Number 5, you're going to need, this is a good tip, apps. Nobody ever talks about this. When you come to Colombia, yes, you're going to need Uber, but Uber is not used as much as InDriver. InDriver, one word, InDriver. It's Colombia's version of Uber. But what's the difference? I could just use Uber. InDriver allows you to negotiate the price. So you put in a price of 10,000 pesos. The ride normally is 35 to 40,000 pesos with Uber. But you put in, I got 10,000 pesos, and all of a sudden you just wait. Somebody gonna take that 10,000 pesos and they'll show, hey, I'll take it. And they'll come up and meet you, pick you up, and take you to your destination. Whereas Uber would have charged you 30,000 with a flat rate, or a taxi driver would have charged you way more. InDriver allows you to put in a price that you want. And there's even when it sits back and say, well, nobody picked it up for 10,000. Okay, 10,000 pesos. Okay. Let me move it up to 15,000 pesos. Then got a driver coming, 15,000 pesos. Okay, cool. InDriver app, InDriver, one word. You're going to need these apps. Rappi, RAPPI, Rappi app. You're going to need that in Colombia. Every country has its own version of a Rappi or a Uber Eats. But what makes Rappi different? You can order your groceries. You can order stuff, electronics. You can I could get car insurance on Rappi. I ain't even got to go to the office. I could just order my car insurance on Rappi if I want to expand my car insurance on the Rappi app. But also, you guys often hear me say, you could also order cash on the Rappi app. I could go to my phone right now, order up to $100 while I'm on this live stream, and it could be delivered downstairs. 400,000 pesos in the next 15 to 20 minutes. That's why apps are so important, because you're new to that country. You may be new to Colombia or new to your area, and you might not know where all the ATMs are, but you know where your Rappi app is. So you just go on your Rappi app, order cash, and have it delivered to your front door. Well, they might scheme me. Bruh, ain't nobody scheming you. Dude, I have done this. I have used my Rappi app to pick up cash and have cash at this front door. It's got to be 60 times. I know America trains you to be scared of everything, but you got to get out of that habit. Everybody ain't out to get you. Okay, why would they have you order money, go to the ATM, pick it up under their name, just so they could just ride their motorcycle away with the money under their name? Unless they deliver it, they owe that money back to Rappi. They have to deliver it to you in order to not be charged that money. I'm talking about the guy, the moto that's gonna deliver it. The moto goes to the ATM, and then he gets the cash out. He has to deliver it to you, or Rappi charges him that money. Colombians can't afford that $100 that you just ordered from Rappi. So he can't afford to not get that money to you. I remember the first time I did it. I kid you not. First time I ordered Rappi with cash. Guy came downstairs. He had the cash. He handed it to me. I made a mistake. It was supposed to be me pushing the button that said, yes, my Rappi has been delivered. I want to give him a tip, like 4,000 pesos, which is like 87 cents. I want to give him a tip, but I pushed the wrong button. And when I pushed the wrong button, it canceled my order. I made a mistake. Dude was right there, and he got an alert. An alert basically said this: if you ain't got that money, you gonna owe us that money. He turned to me, and I saw his face in panic because he was wondering, would he have to fight to get that money back? Would I lie to him and say, well, I got it, you can't get it? Now what? Or would I be a man and give him that 400,000 pesos back so it doesn't get charged to him? And I saw his face, and he was looking so, I mean, cool young man, he just doing this thing, delivering money. It was my fault. I pushed the wrong button on my phone, and it impacted his order. As a dirty dude, I got come take it from me. But no, I said, Andre was right there. She said, babe, you made a mistake and canceled the order. I was like, oh, my bad. I gave him the cash back. So he'll have it to let Rappi know this is going to be going back into the account. It's not about not just integrity. It's about, okay, now I know what mistake not to make. Don't push that wrong button. And ever since then, I've been using Rappi for delivery. So when dudes sit back and say, well, they want to rob, they might rob you. Bruh, no, Rappi is not set up to rob you. I could have robbed that young man before he robbed me. In other words, robbed him by keeping the money to myself. Rappi is an app. SIM cards. I've been talking about this over the last couple of weeks. Bruh, you do not have to go into somebody's office to use a SIM card to get a SIM card. Them days are over. You go into Claro? Claro is like their AT&T here. Can you go into Claro and get a SIM card? Yes. But I'm telling you, once I use the eSIM card, the electronic SIM cards on my phone, this phone that's sitting right here, and I've been knowing about it forever, man, that was a game changer. I will never go into another place and pay for a SIM card. Ever, ever, ever. Ever. I'll show you guys exactly what I'm talking about for some of you guys that didn't see it the other day. The eSIM card I have is Airlo. I click on my Airlo app, my Airlo app, I say Airlo, but Airlo app, and I'm about to go to this Cash App too. Give me a second, guys. Okay, so it lets you choose what country you want a card for, or you could choose regions. And so which region, let me see if I can, there we go. Or which region. I'm trying to keep that light out of, there we go. Which region. So now you got Asia, you've got, let me see if I can put that a lot better. Okay, there we go. You got Africa region, the whole country of Africa, continent of Africa, all 54 countries. Asia, Caribbean, the one I use, Europe. So you purchase it, you go down to your SIM cards. Now, you see I have that European SIM card, Eurolink. That means I have European SIM card. That gives me access to 35 countries in Europe without having to buy one SIM card. I put in details. As you can see from that rainbow, I still have data left for whenever I go back to Europe. I started off with that one, I ended with 1 gig, but I still have quite a bit of that gig left. If I scroll right here, I've got data here in Colombia. So if I don't want to just use my regular phone data, I use my eSIM data. Look how much data I have in Colombia. Look at that rainbow. All that is from the Airlo app. All that is from the Airlo app. Let me pull that Airlo link up for you guys real quick. We're going to look at it once again. We looked at it the other day. We're going to look at it again today. Let's go over to it. That's Airlo right there. Once again, these are just some of the countries, just some. Airlo covers over 120 different countries. Or if I see, these are countries. So if I click one country, I can have an eSIM card connected to the Airlo app, which connects to your phone. I can have regions, like I just showed you guys, the regions. So Africa, Asia, let me make sure you guys can see what I'm seeing. There we go. Africa, Asia, Caribbeans, North America, Latin America. So instead of just getting an eSIM card for Colombia alone, I could have went on here and got Latin America and covered all of Latin America, like I did when I clicked on Europe and Middle East and North Africa. Or you can click on here and just get one that's global. Look at the prices. For 1 gig, $9, and you're covered globally. $17 for 2 gigs, and you're covered globally. $24, 3 gigs, and you're covered globally, no matter where you go in the world. So you could download this app, and there are plenty of YouTube videos online for you to be able to use it. I'm about to put the link. Shout out to my man Theo. Theo in the building. Appreciate you being here, brother. I know you stay busy. Appreciate you being here. So I just dropped the link. Not at all support eSIMs on the newer models. Not all phones support eSIMs, even the newer models. Absolutely correct. So you can, let me see if I can find that for you guys too. Phones that support eSIM cards. eSIM.net. And let me see if I got the list. Okay, I've got the latest list right here. And I'm going to put this in the chat for you guys. eSIM cards, whether it be Airlo or whether it be Holify or any other ones, this is the list right here. The complete updated list of eSIM card phones. And yes, it does have the iPhone 15 on there. And here go the Google Pixel. Here come the Samsungs. Mine is already on here. And there's more Google Pixels and more Samsung. So I'm going to put this in here. I'm glad that you mentioned that. So for you guys that want to see if your phone is compatible, even if it's a new one, even if it's compatible with eSIM, here you go. I told you guys I'm giving you the hookup tonight. I'm giving you guys the hookup tonight. Told you this was like a free consultation. Apps that you'll need. Next app that you'll need is when it comes to money transfer, whether it be Wise money transfer, whether it be Remitly. Many of us use Remitly app for money transfers. Let me see if I can pull up Remitly real quick. And oftentimes I use Remitly when I'm transferring money from, and this is an app, when I'm transferring money from my US bank accounts to my Colombian bank accounts. This is what I use, and I've been using this for 3 years. And if you want to transfer to somebody else's bank accounts, you can. Like, let's say I want to transfer from my US bank account a certain amount of money to Andrea's bank accounts. I use Remitly to transfer. And like I said, I've been using Remitly. Let me put myself out of the way. I've been using Remitly for about 3 or 4 years. Never had a problem. Never had one problem. I use Remitly, and I also have a backup, which is Wise Money Transfer. So I know even though this has Colombia on it, you could just put remitly.com and just put in, or just go into your phone and pull up that app. Remember, we're talking about apps right now. Because some of you want to keep your monies in the States, a certain amount of monies. Like, for years, I don't send all my money down here to Colombia. No, I got my US bank accounts. What I need in Colombia, I transfer it down here. And Remitly is fast. I'm talking about like fast. Every once in a while, it may take an hour, but for most part, it's instant in my bank account, instant in Andrea's bank account. And World Remitly, yep. Good one, Twan. So guys, take advantage of when you transfer to another country. These are apps that you're going to be needing, especially when it comes to transferring to Colombia. The other one that you're going to need is a mailbox. Unless you got somebody in the States that could pick up your mail for you. I didn't have anybody in the States that could pick up my mail. I didn't. I'm living in Florida. My family's in up in Detroit, Cleveland, and Chicago. So I had anybody pick up my regular mail, even though I didn't have any mail come anyway. But what if I had mail? So what I used was iPostal. Let me see if I can pull that app up for you. Real simple, man. iPostal was real good. They give you a real address in whatever city you want. iPostal 1, that's what it is. Let me see if I can get to it real quick. Then I'm going to come to the Cash App. Let me see if I can log into my iPostal account. Okay, there we go. I would go to iPostal, and they would send my mail to whatever that iPostal account I have in Tampa, to a real mail address in Tampa. It's like a mailbox, etc. That's what iPostal is, but it's an app, right? So I would log in to see if I had any letters, and they will scan my letters for me so I could read them. Now, as you can tell, I haven't received anything in a while, but I had iPostal. I kid you not. Really good. iPostal 1. I'm sorry. I meant to say iPostal 1. Over 3,000 iPostal mailbox locations across the country. I'm about to put this right here in the chat. The only piece of mail that I've received here in Colombia from the States, I mentioned this before, is last year when it was last year when it was time to vote for Congress. Hey, Andre, it's time to vote. That was it. That was the only piece of mail that I've gotten in the last 5-6 years from the United States. Because when you're no longer living in the States, your junk mail slows down. If you ain't got no cable in the States, you ain't got no cable bill coming. You ain't got no utility bill coming because you ain't got no utilities in the United States. Why? You don't live there. So all those your junk mail slows down. You don't have any bills in the United States, so the bills slow down. All of your regular mail that you're so accustomed to in the United States, it just it slows down to nothing. It literally slows down to nothing. I don't get any mail in the United States. I don't have any rent to pay because I don't have any rent in the United States. I don't have any bills to pay because I don't have any bills in the United States. And so I don't get any. It will amaze you how much paper the United States wastes on mail. Here in Colombia, they don't send you any mail. They send it through the app. If your bank wants to talk to you, they talk to you by email or by the app. I have never gotten one piece of mail from my bank other than my bank debit or credit card. That's it. That's it. And you got to go sign for that. But other than that, I've got no mail in Colombia. All my communication is either by the apps or they send me an email. And that's how it should be. But the United States is still wasting paper. Yeah, he said, yes, it's only in the States. iPostal 1 is only in the States. And it's all over the United States. All over. Tampa's got 5 locations alone. 5 locations of iPostal. And I kid you not, when I have my iPostal, you can send packages and they'll hold your packages too. Remember when I went back to the States about 3 or 4 years ago and I was there for 3 days? I had so many packages that I purposely sent to myself through Amazon because I didn't know Amazon was delivering here at that time period. Amazon, Groupon, all type of packages I had, right? And so I was able to go to the iPostal office, pick up my packages, and bring everything back to Colombia with me. Since then, I haven't received any mail. Why? I purposely ordered those packages and we're sending those packages, Amazon, Groupon, this, that, and this, to myself. So I knew I had packages waiting for me. But since then, I haven't received anything through my iPostal. And iPostal is like $9 a month. That's another app. That's if you're a person like me that you don't have anybody to pick up your mail for you. When it came to my bank card, they sent it to me here through FedEx. You know how your bank card expires or your credit card expires? My bank in the States sent it to me through FedEx. I got it like in 3 days. My new debit card. Just in case you guys are wondering. Communication via app or email is better than yeah. My bank only communicates through the app or through email. Okay, I just saw it recently and wasn't sure. Yeah. Shout out to my man Charles Keys in the building. He said, looking for a city to move for 4 people anywhere. It depends on what you're looking for. Like I know families that live in Medellin. But I know families that live in Thailand. I know families that have relocated here to Colombia. I mean, it would amaze you how many families from the States that I've met here in Cali. I'm talking about the son, the daughter, and the mom and dad I've met here in Cali, Colombia. A couple times. It depends on what you're looking for long term. Like if you're like, okay, I have perfect. My boy wants to bring his dad here. His dad is like 81, right? His dad has been here a couple times. We've sat around drinking, have a good time with his dad. He's a golf guy. That's how he got his dad down here. By, hey, Cali, Colombia got some of the best golf courses. Dad was like, what? So now dad is enjoying Cali, Colombia because now he can do his golf thing. So it depends on what you're looking for with the family of 4. Shout out to you with the $2 super chat. Let me give a shout out to my man Tevin Brown also with the $10 cash app going towards the children, as well as my man the Wall Report with the $8 cash app as well. Shout out to you, brothers. Like I said, we're creeping up on that $1,500, creeping up on it real fast too. Yeah, Charles says I have 2 kids. Bro, this is a great country to raise children. Really good. Because there are moral standards. There are things that are happening in the States just in school, in classrooms that are not happening here in many parts of South America. I think the most liberal part of South America is a little bit of Brazil and mainly Chile. Chile is extremely liberal. But, feminism is strong in Chile. But in most of South America, not all, but in most of South America, it's still traditional. So there is no walking around through South America talking about call me they, them, us. Like, what the fuck out of here? Yeah, I call you they because you got all them demons up in you. That's why I call you they and them. We are legion, for we are many. The last one I want to let you guys know that I've been using for years, man. You're living outside the United States, therefore you do not have a U.S. phone number. Soon as you leave the States, your U.S. SIM card ain't working. Right? So how the hell can somebody catch up with you? All you guys that know me, all you guys I've done consultations with, all you guys in the WhatsApp groups, all you guys that have come down here and hung out with me, the phone number that you got, I'm going to show you where I got this phone number. It's called Free Tone. When I discovered Free Tone a few years back, man, listen. Free Tone for $9.99 a month. I actually get, and it's an app. I'm about to show it to you right now, guys. For $9.99 a month, let me move my man Charles out the way for a second. I actually get a U.S. phone number. It lets you choose what area code you want to be in, and then they let you choose out of a selection what numbers you want. That's why I chose area code 813. And for those of you that have my phone number, you know that, or see me on WhatsApp, you like, Andre got an 813 number as if he's still in the States. Why do I need that number? Because if I want to call my bank, I have a 813 number. If Amazon says, okay, we're doing the 2 codes, the 2 step security. So put in your name, Andre, in your Amazon, check. Put in your password, check. But there's 2 steps. We're going to send you a code to your phone number. Okay, they send it to my 813 number in my phone. Yes, I have a Colombian number, but through Free Tone, I have through the app, I have a 813 U.S. phone number. And I've had it for years. My banks can call me. Family can call me through the Free Tone app. I kid you not, man. I'm so glad I discovered that because I was having problems my first year or two, and I would have to call people, say, call back home, call people and say, could you call my bank for me? Or could you put me on a 3-way? That type of thing. But when I discovered Free Tone, let me put this in this app for you guys. Like I said, you could download it on Android or you could download it on iPhone, for your iPhone as well. Man, this was a game changer for me. It made everything, calling back to the States and receiving calls from the States, so easy. So easy. So I'm dropping that in there. Free Tone is, good question, Black Nubian. Free Tone is $9.99 a month. You get text messages. Anytime you guys send me a cash app, I get a text from Free Tone saying, "Hey, you got some in your cash app." My cash app number is connected to my Free Tone. Anytime I want to log into something, it's a 2-step login process. They just send that code to my Free Tone. Just like I was it's literally as if by telephone I'm back in the States and haven't missed a beat. Literally, like I mentioned, Free Tone lets you choose the area code. I chose 813. And then they give you like a list of 8 to 10 phone numbers with that area code. You choose the phone number for the app that you like. So I chose the number that I could easily remember with the 813 area code. And I've been using Free Tone for, it's got to be going on 4 years. It's got to be 4 or 5 years. And even when I'm back in the States, when you guys call me, you call in my Free Tone app. You're not calling through AT&T. You're not calling me through Sprint. You calling me through an app. As long as I'm somewhere where there's Wi-Fi, or as long as I've got data in my phone, I got eSIM in my phone, or I'm at home, I can use data, or I'm in Colombia and everybody shares data, or Wi-Fi, in other words. As long as I'm near somewhere that's got Wi-Fi, I can get phone calls, I get text messages. Everything that you guys say on WhatsApp that's connected to Andre, you're literally connected to my Free Tone number. Or I'm connected to WhatsApp through my Free Tone number with you guys. I never have to worry about being able to reach somebody in the States ever, or them reaching me. All you guys got my Charles got my Free Tone number. All you got, Jimmy's got my Free Tone number. All you guys that I've spoken with or that I've met, you've got my Free Tone number. So when you text me, you're not just texting me, you're actually texting an app that is connected to my phone. And whenever I change phones, all I got to do is download Free Tone with the new phone. This is a new phone. Download the Free Tone app, open it up using my same Google email, and my same Google password and name that I use for Google when I'm logging into my email, because I have it set up like that, and I can use my Free Tone in any phone. So don't feel like it's only connected to just one phone, or when you get a new phone, you got to get another number. Nope, your Free Tone stays with you. That phone number stays with you until you change it. So it could be with you from now on, as long as you're paying your $9.99 a month. And for me to be able to just pay $10 a month to have a phone number to where I can access the United States as if I'm still in the States, oh yeah, I'm good. I'm giving y'all the hookups tonight. So number 5 are apps, and I just gave you all the good apps. I gave you Mailbox, I gave you eSIM, I gave you Rappi, and I gave you Free Tone. Shout out to you guys. Yep. Shout out to you, Jim. Yep. He said, what about WhatsApp? Of course, you know WhatsApp is in here. I use WhatsApp as well. But here's the kicker with WhatsApp. Can I call U.S. businesses, the average U.S. business, with WhatsApp? If I want to call my bank, can I call my bank through WhatsApp? Nope. Can I text a bank? Can I text my bank said, I want to send you a text, Andre, to verify something? Can I verify it through WhatsApp with my bank? Nope. Now, Colombian companies do that because everybody uses WhatsApp in Colombia and South America. But United States is not wired or set up like that. So you need Free Tone to give you access to the United States, even though you're not in the United States. That's what makes Free Tone so valuable to me. When it comes to Colombian businesses, yes, Barry, Colombian businesses you could call them or reach out to them through WhatsApp. They'll text you through WhatsApp. American businesses don't do that. We're still primitive in the United States when it comes to communications. We're still primitive. Everybody else, they got free Wi-Fi all throughout Europe. Wi-Fi was free in a mug. No matter where you went in Europe, you had access to free Wi-Fi. No matter where you were, there was Wi-Fi. Free. Now you think about it. When the last time you saw free Wi-Fi in the United States? Everywhere. Free. Man, y'all don't even want to share passwords. Charles says, WhatsApp is extremely popular in South America. Absolutely. Free tone is only in the US. You know what? I'm not sure. I'm not sure if it's in other countries. Don't get me wrong. But the one thing that I can say is check it. Let's take a look. We got it up here right now. Let me take a look. That's a good question. Let's see. Free tone. Secure understanding. Data for privacy. He's got a 4.3. He said I use the application to answer calls, but when 2 calls fall in a row, it does not give you the option to answer the second call. Okay, so if somebody's calling you at the same time with another call, you can't answer them both. But let me see if I can find some information on Free Tone. Let's see Free Tone International. I don't know what this is right here. Let's get all this out the way. Okay. Let's see if it's international. Free Tone International. No, that's at Free Stones. Okay, not Free Stone, Free Tone. Is limited to the US and Canada. Free Tone is an app that allows you to make free unlimited calls and text messages to any phone number in the United States and Canada. It also allows you to create it does allow you to create an international number. Okay. So it is international, but when it comes to unlimited calls and texts, I guess it's unlimited in the United States and Canada for now, but it does allow you to create an international number to be used. But mainly is Canada and US. Mainly is Canada and US. All right, let's go on to number 6 and 7. I don't want to hold you guys too long. The one thing that you're going to need when you get ready to, and this is a good tip, when you get ready to apply for a visa or you want to be in another country for a long term, make sure that you have your outgoing ticket. Even when I was applying for my visa, I still had to have my visa, my marriage visa. I'm married, I'm here in Colombia, but until everything went through, and my paperwork was approved, I still had to have a ticket that showed Andre is going to be exiting Colombia once his passport 90 or 180 days is up. Even though I was applying for my visa. Why? Because even though that, I'm married, so the marriage visa probably would have went through without a doubt. But let's say the visa didn't go through. I still needed to show Colombia proof that if my visa is not approved, I will be exiting. So this is what I did. Y'all ready? I didn't even buy another plane ticket. I went straight to the bus station, bought a bus ticket for like $20 to Ecuador. Am I going to Ecuador? No, not anytime too soon. But instead of buying a whole nother flight ticket just to show Colombia that I'm going to be leaving, I just went to the bus station, grabbed a quick a bus ticket to Ecuador. Some of you guys over the Medellin side, you might want to say to Ecuador or to uh, Venezuela. But it was so inexpensive for the bus ticket. And so when they said, do you have proof that you're going to be leaving Colombia until your visa is approved, or just in case your visa is not approved, Andre, what's your proof that you're leaving Colombia? I had my ticket flying in, but I'm sitting back thinking like, I ain't going nowhere. Well, what's your proof that if you had to leave somewhere, Andre, where are you going? Well, I got a bus ticket to Ecuador. Okay, good. And how did I find out about that? The visa people told me, man, you ain't got to get a flight ticket. Just go down to the bus station real quick. Get you like a $25 ticket to Ecuador and put that on your visa form. And that's what I did. And they were like, okay, that's proof. All they wanted is proof that if your visa does not go through, that you're going to be leaving Colombia. So remember, that's what they're looking for, an outward bound ticket. Doesn't matter if you're plane, train, or automobile or bus. Just proof that you're going to be heading out of Colombia. Don't forget that. Some of you guys that are applying for visas, don't forget that. Even if you're not going to be using that so-called round trip, you're only going to be coming to Colombia and you're going to get settled. They still, until your visa goes through and it's official, they still want to have proof that you're going to be leaving the country, even though you might not be leaving. Real estate laws, shout out to you, brother. He said, you can also buy a refundable flight. Absolutely correct. That's a good point. You could buy a flight, and that flight could be absolutely refundable, to where you may have used a part of it to fly in and the other part is refundable. Or you could just straight out the back buy you a refundable flight. Show, screenshot and show proof that you have this ticket, this flight. And now that you've applied for your visa and your visa has been approved, go ahead and get your refund from your flight. It's those little things, really little small things. Law Dog said, wow, Andre, so true about the return flight. I had to get a flight back at the airport in real time to make sure that I could go to Colombia. Yes. He said, can I apply for a visa while in the state? Yes, sir. You actually can apply for your Colombian visas, Portuguese, your Brazilian, your Colombian visa, Brazilian visa, your Portugal visa, while you're still in the States. Do not think that you cannot apply for your Colombian visa and do all the things that need to be done while you're in the States. Yes, you can. I know a few brothers that have already been approved while in the States. I know one brother's been approved for 4 countries already while he's in the States. He's applied for visas. So he plans on being in those countries way more than 90 or 100 days. 180 days. So yes, you can. Good question, Charles. You can actually do that. I know a couple guys that have done that, but I know one guy, he's done that with at least 4 countries and been approved while he's in the States. While he's in the States. Last one. Make sure that the last one, number 7, is pick your place wisely. Don't pick Colombia because of the women. Pick Colombia because of you. Always pick a country that fits best with the routine, the daily routine that you want to have. One of the reasons you guys aren't going to pick a cold region, for example, is because it is not parallel to what you plan on doing on a daily basis if you're a person that likes to run. But if you're living in a country where it's cold 6 months out of the year, you might not want to be in that country, even though you might like the ladies. Make sure you pick a country that's parallel or conducive to the routine of life that you want to establish. Life is about days. not about just about the expansion of life of 50, 60, 70, 80 years, but life is about what you're going to experience each day. How is that country parallel to what you want to do each day? Not the exciting part of traveling to that country or visiting other regions of that country. I need Cali, Colombia to be able to be parallel to Andre's everyday, regular, off camera life each day. I'm from Tampa. I need sunshine. Okay. I need a city that's walking on sunshine. I'm sorry. It is what it is. Cali was parallel as far as weather and expectations and how the people were to how people in the South are in the United States. Good people. So make sure when you pick your country or your city, do not just do it because of, oh, they got the sexy ladies here. Yes, that's true. That's one part of your routine. What else is a part of your daily routine that you want to choose that city or that country for? If that country has foods that you don't eat, you might not want to be in that country. Or if that country is expensive. Man, me and Andrea learned definitely Europe is expensive than a mom. I ain't been through several thousand that fast in a long time since I was on the streets just throwing money to the ladies. Man, Europe is expensive. So is Europe parallel to my cost of living goals? No. So I wouldn't be picking Europe. Some of you guys, I met a couple of you guys, you like a cooler weather. So you like, I'm not feeling Cali as much, but I like Bogota. I like that cooler weather. So some of you guys say, I'm choosing Bogota. It's parallel to my daily routine, my daily desires. That's number 7. Make sure you are wise when it comes to picking the location. Don't pick it because somebody else chose it. You saw somebody on YouTube. Everybody ain't meant to zoom to Thailand. A lot of people are, a lot of us are, but not everybody meant to zoom to Thailand. Not everybody's meant to come to Colombia. Some guys are living the life of Riley in Costa Rica. Some of us realize that Brazil is a place to be for us. It's parallel for your daily routines. So that's what you definitely want to do. Let me go to this comment section before we close this live stream out. I'm dipping in the conversation. Ian B is in the building. Shout out to you, brother. Manizales, Bogota for the cold. Yeah, yep. Absolutely, Manizales in Bogota. You called that one. That was a good one. So if you like that cooler weather, and I met a few brothers that like, listen, I love the big city, and I'm willing to give up the warm weather for cooler weather of Bogota, because Bogota gives me that big New York, Chicago feeling that I like so much. So there are brothers that are like that. They like that big city appeal because that's what they were in. And they have no problem with the inclement weather. They're cool with that. They were raised in it. So whatever is parallel with what your plan is, or your daily, when you wake up in the morning routines, that's the city that's for you. Do not choose your vacation city as your main city until you realize that this city is going to be my main city now, not just my vacation city. I loved Medellin until I realized that it was my main city. I love Medellin as long as it's my vacation city. I can go vacation to Medellin or Cartagena, have a ball, go back home. But then when they said, okay, live in Medellin, yeah, I can't do that. You see where I'm going with that? Some cities we feel are wonderful, our vacation spot. Some of y'all are like Sosua, DR, but would you live in Sosua? You will vacation there 5-6 times a year, but you tell yourself, yeah, I ain't gonna live in this mother. Been traveling between Medellin and Pereira. Yeah, man, I love Pereira area. We're actually going to be there in a few months too. So, guys, those are the 7 tips, the 7 things that you might not think about when it comes to relocating. First, expectations. Don't believe all the expectations that your family's going to have, your friends going to have. Make sure that you have expectations for your finances. Number 2, understand the visa policies for the country that you're going to. Number 3, know your health and your health insurances. Number 4, because you're going to need them. Number 4, don't overpack. Don't overpack. Don't make the mistake I made. Number 5, apps, and more apps. You will all those apps, I promise you will thank me for making your transition to Colombia or Brazil so much easier with those apps I just gave you. For anybody that missed this live stream, they missed out because those apps, I'm telling you. Number 6, make sure that you have your outward bound ticket when you're applying for a visa. Sometimes guys forget about that. And number 7, if whatever place is going to be your headquarters, don't treat your vacation spot as your headquarters automatically. Make sure that that place is parallel to your everyday routines. For example, if you're a person that you go to a small town in Brazil and you got to walk an hour and a half to get to the local store, that's not parallel to your daily routines. But if you go to a larger city in Brazil, you might only have to walk 10 minutes to get to a local store, grocery store. That's more parallel to your daily routines. So remember, and don't choose your spot for women. There are gorgeous women in every city of Colombia, as well as throughout Brazil and throughout South America. Do not make the choice because of women. I'm telling you, you're a perfect example how this works. I've met a few of you guys, including the brother that I met this weekend. I just had lunch with. I've met a few of you guys come down to Colombia, come to Cali. You're out on the south side of Cali. First thing I say when I meet you, we got 91 in the building. Make sure all 91 click that like button. First thing I say when I meet you, what's her name? That's the first question I asked the brother. When he jumped in the truck today, I said, what's her name? He said, what you mean, Dre? I said, don't tell me what I mean. You're on the south side of Cali. You are an hour and a half away from the airport to where all the rest of us brothers are 20 minutes from the airport. The only reason you're all the way in Harding Plaza, which is all a nice area, really nice area, but it's on the other side of Cali, Colombia. What's her name? Well, and he started telling me the story about the female or females that lived on that side that he was, dealing with at one point in time. Don't do that, fellas. He'd have been better off being in the area on this side where he's surrounded with other brothers, where everything is in walking distance. The malls are right here within walking distance. The hospitals and everything are here. He's only 20 minutes from the airport. And if you want to see the ladies, Uber there. Uber in Colombia for a 45-minute Uber is only $6. Uber her butt to this side of the city, have your fun, and Uber her butt back over to the south side. But for you guys coming down to Cali and for a female, and you getting an Airbnb on the other side where ain't nobody coming to hang out with you but me, because I'm the only one that got a vehicle. So now you missed out on meeting all your other brothers that are down here that would encourage you in Cali, Colombia, because you got your happy ass on the other side of the city for women. If we do that when it comes to a vacation or a trip, dudes also do that or make that mistake when it comes to choosing a city or a country. Don't choose a city or a country for a female. If you want to be in that country, in that city, cool. But to be doing it for a woman, and guess what? Now that brother's not even dating those women. He's not even dating those women. Those women that he went over there on that side of the city, got his Airbnb for, he ain't even with them no more. So now you stuck on the other side of the city. And when it's time to go to the airport, you got to get there not 2 hours or an hour and a half earlier. You got to get there 4 hours early because it's an hour and a half just to get on this side of the city, just to get to the airport. Because you let females influence your decision on what side of a city or what city that you were going to be in. And I know I'm kind of beating a dead horse, but I really want to emphasize on that one because a lot of dudes do that. Did Dre mention Rappy? Yeah, I mentioned Rappy. I didn't talk about Didi. Didi is the same thing as InDriver. I chose InDriver EMB because InDriver lets you kind of like negotiate what price you want to offer to pay. But Didi is just as good. Didi app. Those are probably my most used apps in Colombia. Yep. So yeah, I did talk about Rappy, definitely. All right, guys, I'm up out of here. Shout out to all you guys that gave the Super Chats, Cash Apps, and came out, all 91 people. For all those that missed this particular live stream, they ass out. I can't help them. They can't say, Dre, don't text me now. Don't text me now. You need to be part of the Rewind crew. With Poor Man 313, you need to be part of the Rewind crew because this information, you ain't getting it nowhere else. Shout out to you guys. He said, I'll review the video here for another 2 weeks. Yep. You'll like this one, EMB. Shout out to you guys. Shout Challenge in the building. Shout out to you guys. He said, Dre, you got to give me some words today. Hey, man, it's so funny, man. I'm walking through the mall with the brother on our way to get something to eat, right? And all I'm thinking about is this. I know when I get on this live stream tonight, EMB is going to ask me, Andre, what are your words? I promise you, I promise me, he and I were talking that we were going to really buckle down on our Spanish studies. Because there's some things I got to do. Some things that I really want to do on the political side here in Colombia that I can't do without being fluent in Spanish. So shout out to you guys. Thank you very much. Always EMB for keeping me encouraged when it comes to Andre. It's time to buckle down with your Spanish. Nice. Stay safe out there, brother. Yes, sir. We're having a great time. Really good time. Yeah, and I'm walking through the mall and I'm thinking, I said, I know EMB gonna ask me. He said, I'm in Medellin, so it could get hectic. Yeah, oh man, yeah, I got the hey, Cali trying to rival Medellin with the Christmas lights this year. You know, Medellin is like #1 in the country when it comes to the Christmas lights. Medellin killing, man. Cali doing it this year big. I'm like, okay, Cali, try to look like Medellin. Yeah, they doing it big. He said, Tio Dre. Oh, he gave me something in Espanol. Mas Pablas in Espanol. Yes, it is necesito. Yeah, it is. Necesito más. Yeah, it's that time. I must learn. Yeah. You're right, Charles. You're right. Dre trying to be a mayor of Hey, I got a good piece of trivia. Did you know at one point in time Cali, Colombia had a blind mayor? How can you vote in? None against blind person, but how did he know the laws? What policies he was? You got a blind mayor, and you voted for? Shout out to all the special needs people that are doing great. Peace to you guys. I'm up out of here. Once again, this is Andre and Andre's Love Crossing Borders. Hope this information tonight helped you guys. Thank you guys for supporting the Children's Cancer Foundation that we're going to be donating to in January, as well as, guys, thank you for the super chats and all those that are supporting by Patreon. I appreciate you guys. Get yourself some rest. Enjoy some football games. My word said, he said, Dre, they would low key needs to give you a key to the city. You've been waving that Cali flag. I've been trying my best, man. Y'all got my man Aaron Ferris at Medellin, Black Men's Travel, and you got me here. And then you got Los in Cartagena. So you got brothers everywhere. Shout out to you guys. I'm up out of here. You have a good evening.